All right. Hello and welcome everyone to the Fast Track Your Business program. This is something really, really interesting and very, very, very close to my heart. I'm Sriti Goswami, and I'm a Joy of Business facilitator and a certified facilitator with Access, and also being you certified facilitator and a talk to the entity facilitator, and also a right voice for you facilitator with Access Consciousness. And each of these tools that I use, each of the classes that I facilitate are the ones that have created the maximum changes for me. And that's the reason I choose to facilitate these particular classes, especially all these, the ones that I just mentioned. So every time I'm here in front of you guys, the only question that I have in my mind is, what contribution can I be to you? Okay, now that stems from a space of, there's so much that has got created for me, and how can I put it forth to all of you and introduce you also to all these magical tools. So cool. Any questions before we get started? Do you have any questions? There's lots I have to talk about. There's pretty interesting stuff that I'll be talking about. I'll also take you through the whole program and speak more about it, and just follow the energy. So does anyone have any questions? Any one of you? Okay, so what made you get on this call today? Let's start with that. Who wants to unmute and speak? Go ahead.
There's a lot of clarity that we get when we attend your call. We can actually see where we are sticking ourselves.
And so, actually, thanks for bringing this up. So I was just yesterday, last night, in fact, I was just reflecting on, just let me mute someone. Just let me mute everyone. There's a background noise. So I was just reflecting on this yesterday, last night, after the Right Voice for Your intro call. And I was like, I'm here every time motivating all of you, each one of you, to keep choosing more and more. I'm not saying you have to choose it with me, but just do not stop choosing with whoever you want to choose, but just be that space of choosing. What happens is, you're here on this call, you feel good and you feel all charged up. Yes, I will choose, and this and that. And then the moment you are back to your regular grind, whatever you're choosing to do, you just suddenly start feeling the weight of uncertainty, or feeling uneasy about making certain choices because somebody might not like it. So what's the value of being that? When you're looking at changing something, if you're sick and tired of the space where you are in, if you're sick and tired of what your life is at present, what are you doing to change it? What are the choices available? And unless you choose to take some action to actually create that change, how is that change going to happen? Hoping and wishing and praying will not change things, right? It's the choices. But what happens is, most of us feel, oh my God, that's a huge mountain to climb to even be able to, say, for example, choose a particular class. Where the hell will we get the money from? But those are all self-imposed limitations. It's all in your head. It's just, you just have to change your perspective and just choose, right? So it's the head tripping, that self-talk in your head that actually is pulling you down. And what's the value of choosing that? Is that even fun for you? So be present with what's going on and say, okay, what is it that I'm looking for? What other things can I choose from here, this space onwards? What kind of life would I like to create? And then just choose from that. So I was talking about this particular, so this particular call is not to facilitate. This call is about introducing you to more possibilities. It's about, just making you aware that you do not have to be stuck with what you are doing right now. There is somebody who's there to guide you all the moment, every moment. Okay, just 1 minute. All right, so now what? What can we do? So we will be, sorry, I just lost track of what I was saying. Does anyone have any question? And then I'll get back to this. Yes, Kavita, what else were you saying? You unmute.
Yeah. No, I was thinking, see, we always looking at things that it has to show up in a certain way. And I think that is where you are stuck, because you're thinking that it should come up, it should come in this way. And you're looking at there, like you're looking for it to show up in that same way. You're not ready to look for anything else. So, and because you're so vested in the outcome, you miss the bus actually.
Yeah, and what's the value of that, right? So first of all, what most people, when they are creating a business, what happens is they'll have a whole lot of some sort of projections or expectations about it. This is the way it has to show up. If it's not showing up like that, then you will not be willing to receive it. And then we just keep on sticking with all those issues, and we'll keep looking at past references of the past failures to create a business. And that's not really fun, right? So most people, when you're looking at creating your own financial reality, what happens is most people have literally spent their lives having difficulty around money. Okay, whether, say, for example, whether it's overspending or never having enough or always wanting more or having too much, whatever it is, we'll create a lot of stress and frustration around money and personal finances. So what's the reason for doing that? What's the value of choosing that? Okay, so what we'll be discussing a lot about money in this particular call series. Okay, with this particular call will also sort of allow you to get to the root of what is stopping you from having money or wealth and abundance and whatever else that is possible. Okay, and you'll be learning a lot of simple tools and strategies for changing your personal finances very quickly. Now it'll be, some of it will be access tools, some will be different. Okay, so there'll be much more perspectives, different perspectives than what you've learned in, say, a foundation class or even a business done different class. There'll be so much more because I've attended so many access classes and a lot of advanced classes also. So I bring forth all that knowledge in these series, in this particular 6-month business mentorship. It's about total overhauling of you. Where are you keeping yourself stuck? What are the issues going on? What are you looking to create in your business? So no matter which stage of business creation you are in, whether you know what you'd like to create or whether you don't even know what you'd like to create, whether you are already started a small business, or if you're a coach or a healer, or if you are already have a very big business and now you don't know how to expand or exponentialize, we'll be talking a lot about this. Just give me a minute, Arshia. Yeah. So yes, this is what I was talking about. What else? So how to create your own team, what are the qualities that a leader requires, how you will be creating your own team, how you will be getting them to work for you, what contribution can you receive from them, and what contribution can you be to them. All sorts of things we'll be talking about. This is about not just being stuck where you are, it is about just expanding, exponentializing. So at this moment, be present with where you are, what stage you are with in your business or in your life. You don't have to join these calls if you are not looking, like, you don't have to choose this call, just even if you're not looking. Okay, hold on. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say you do not have to have a business to choose this call. Okay, these series. This is about the creation of your life. So if you're looking at creating a more dynamic, more expansive life, these business mentorship calls will even contribute to that. Okay, so does anyone have any questions before we get started? Before I want to, anyone? Yes, Shamshad, go ahead.
So when I listen to this word fast track your business, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
So I'm just getting, fear inside of me, like I will not be in control, and it will be like, you're getting where I'm coming from. It's like,
yeah,
the business will run faster than I can actually handle it. That's what's coming up for me.
So where are you looking at slowing yourself down? Shamshad, if not now, then when? When will you choose? What are you waiting for? Whose permission are you waiting for? To expand, to show up, to exponentialize. Whose permission? And how long do you plan to wait? Where are you not willing to ruffle feathers? Where are you not willing to be too much? Where are you not willing to be absolutely outrageous?
So what's coming up for me now when I'm actually looking at this? So I used to run a newspaper, and the newspaper floundered, and I had 7 court cases. And when I'm looking back, it was.
Can those court cases stop you?
You know what? I'm still having all those reference points. I'm getting present to it. That they'll just get out of my hand and I may fall into some soup. I just got present to, and just poking all of it. At least I got present to what was stopping me.
There's a topic in Business Done Different about reference points. So you are coming over tomorrow. So we will discuss a lot about that, the reference point part of it. But when you're looking at creating a business and you keep looking back at those reference points of the past failures, then what you're doing is you're just setting yourself up for another failure, just with a little slight difference in theme. And that doesn't really contribute. So you have to be very, very aware of what are you being with your business? What are the places where you're limiting yourself? What are the places where you're finding yourself stuck? Okay, all those stuck points are based on your own subconscious mind, your points of view that are limiting everything that you can be and do. Okay, so let's take, for example, if you were doing really well with your newspaper business, someone somewhere might have said something. Okay, or they might have just passed a comment, and somewhere that sticks to you, and then you start creating issues around yourself, or you might have created those 7 court cases. Why would you do that? To slow yourself down. Whatever's happening in your life is being created by you, including those 7 court cases. So what's the value of slowing yourself down, and for what reason? Who are you biomimetically mimicking? What exactly is going on? Whose lies, what lies, and how many lies are you using to stick yourself like this, or be stuck like this? Right? Be very present to that. So, so when we'll be doing this business mentorship, it'll be about interacting with each one of you, knowing your stuck points, asking where are you looking at reaching, what are you looking at achieving, what stage, how much are you willing to expand, and based on that we'll be talking more about stuff. So it's not everybody will be here together. So suppose you just ask this question, Shamshad, right now, but tomorrow or in that particular call there might be some more people who might, that particular conversation might strike a chord with someone else also. Someone else might be also stuck with a similar point of view or something like a similar theme, right? So each member of that particular mentorship program will be a contribution to each other also. So it's about growing, exponentializing, choosing and being greater than what you are right now. Okay, so it'll be, how we just keep waiting, like when you were attending the Getting Out of Debt Joyfully, I mean, I would be there with you guys every alternate week. So, but we all used to look forward to those calls, and there's so much after those calls, you used to go back feeling really charged up. There's so much there was to create, right? Now, just imagine those calls every week. So I'll be here literally hand-holding you guys, guiding you with every aspect of your business, wherever you're stuck. whatever's coming up for you. Okay, we'll have a private Facebook group where we'll be discussing. There'll also be a WhatsApp group where we'll be discussing. And there'll be lots and lots of home plays. There'll be PDFs. There'll be a lot of clearings. And those clearings won't be restricted only to business. It'll take care of all aspects of your life. It's not just about business. Because sometimes you might have some issue with some family member or maybe a colleague or something to do with relationships, which might come up in those calls also, right? What else? What else? Does anyone have any questions so far? Okay, cool. So there is this example that I give very, very often, which is, long back, there were these scientists. Okay, hold on. Trupti has a question. Yes, Trupti, go ahead. I didn't realize
Hi,
you're on
Smriti.
call. Hi, Trupti.
Yeah, hi, Smriti. I just joined in the call. So I'm not sure whether you answered this. I just wanted to know how it is different from business done differently. How this call, because if I see more or less, it looks the same. Both of them talk about businesses.
Yeah, business done different is it comes with a manual. This doesn't have a manual, and
Oh,
we
wow.
will not be discussing the topics of the business done different class here. Those topics are very dynamic, very amazing, but that's a class in itself, and I'll choose to honor that. So I do not bring anything of business done different in this. Right? This is also, this will be a lot of, I'll take you through the whole thing. I will show you the whole setup. And then later on, if you still have any questions, maybe you can ask me then. So let me,
Okay.
So, you know what happened long back, there were these scientists, there were these researchers who actually conducted a experiment. So they conducted an experiment with jumping fleas. Okay, so what they did, they took jars and they put those jumping fleas in those jars. Okay, so just to observe their behavior. And what they did, they closed the lid of that jar. So now those jumping fleas would jump from the bottom to the top, but it would hit the lid and it would just fall down, right? So all those fleas would learn only to jump as high as the lid. Okay, they left it like that overnight. So the fleas would keep jumping and then they would keep falling down, and then that's it. So the fleas could just jump only as high as a glass lid. Now, when they took off the next day morning, when they removed the lid, the fleas did not jump out because they had learned to just jump only as high as that lid, because somewhere that was the ceiling that they'd set for themselves. Beyond that, they were not willing to go. So now my question to you, each one of you, is what is the ceiling you've set for yourself? What are how much are you willing to create? Where do you go into a big busy if you end up creating a little more and then you have to find and look for reasons to slow yourself down? What's the value of that? And all it takes is just one comment by someone. Oh, wow, you're doing really well. And just that is enough to, make sure that everything just comes crumbling down. So where are you choosing to be affected by what people say? Where are you not willing to ruffle feathers? The way they speak, or your body, understands the sarcasm in their voice. Even if they're praising you, somewhere you'll sense the sarcasm and you'll start reacting to that sarcasm because there's a judgment that's there. So what's the value of setting those ceilings, those limited ceilings for yourself? Where are you not willing to be too much and go way, way, way beyond? The world is your oyster. Where are you choosing to just keep it so limited? Okay, so I will be pushing and propelling each one of you into choosing greater in whichever aspect you're looking to choose. Okay, I'll be there prompting you, motivating you every moment, every week. Okay, and of course, it's not that week on week things change. Even during the week, there'll be a lot of calls. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I'm traveling to Pune tomorrow for the Business Done Different. So just so much of coordination lined up. All right. So someone had a question. Does anyone have a question? Hi, Seema. Good to see you here.
Hi, Smriti. And so bang on just when I entered and you were doing that thing about the ceiling. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And I'm breaking the ceiling. I am breaking, and it's happening after meeting you. So I'm so grateful to you for that one conversation that we had the other day. I'm so grateful, and trust me, the Business Done Different class, which I attended with you, at that point of time did make a difference. But now the way things are shifting and changing by just reading the manual, listening to your calls, and the recording of the class is crazy. Crazy. I never thought what I'm doing right now, and the way things are showing up, like, सामने से पूछते आ रहे हैं, Seema, will you like to do this? Seema, would you like to come and do this with us? It's been crazy.
That's because you're willing to receive it now, Seema. That's the only difference.
Yes. But
Okay.
honestly, the Business Done Different class, the way you conducted and the way you have, been facilitating through, and otherwise also the way you facilitate, being the gift that you be, is like amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much for putting it across like this. How did I get so lucky? So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cool. So now my question to all of you. Trupti, I'll just come to you. Where have you decided that there's a lid on what you can choose for your business? Okay. What if every single judgment that you have about your business, your clients, or your customers, and your products and services creates a box instantaneously, right? What's the value of choosing to fit people only in that box? What's the value of receiving only the amount of money that will fit into the box that you are comfortable with? Who's created that box? You are the one. Why have you created that box? It's because that's what you can only imagine yourself creating. You cannot imagine yourself creating more than that, right? So what choices could you make today, which might make you a little uncomfortable, but will increase what you're willing to receive? What choices can you make today? Okay, where are you not willing to make yourself uncomfortable? So it's beyond the comfort zone. When you start choosing more is when you actually start creating that change for yourself. But most of us feel, oh my God, this is beyond my reality. I cannot create this. And that's it. That decision, that conclusion is the end of it all. And what's the value of choosing that? It's not fun, right? Yes, Trupti, go ahead.
So Smriti, I might be asking out of the context a slightly little.
Yeah.
But every time it's been 1.5 week I know you, maybe.
Yeah.
And every time you talk to me about the new class, I feel यार पहले वाला छोड़ देते, अभी स्मृति के साथ नया वाला कर लेते. As many classes I got introduced to you, I mean that you are facilitating.
If you know me, I would encourage you to do everything. Where have you decided? And actually, thanks for bringing this up. So where have you decided that if you have to choose something, you have to let go of what you've chosen earlier? What's the value of that? What if you can make the demand that I will do this and I will do the other thing also? Where are you not willing to make that demand? Right? Where are you waiting to assimilate what you've learned right now before you can choose something else? It's just a question of, if you're getting attracted to certain things, it's your being who's choosing way greater. And then you go head tripping and you stop yourself and say, no, it's not possible. I shouldn't be doing it right now. It is just your own head tripping that is stopping you. Okay. And of course, when you've done Business Done Different, that's a very beautiful class. It contributes in a very different way. What I'll be sharing here has got nothing to do with Business Done Different. Okay. So yeah, they're just totally two different things. Okay.
What all other classes do you facilitate? Please tell me at a one go. एक बार list बना लेती हूँ मैं. No, I'm not kidding. I'm damn serious.
So I conduct Talk to the Entities. Okay. And I conduct Right Voice for You, which is coming up on 18th to 20th of December. And I conduct the Being You classes. and I conduct the foundation and access bars, and of course all the joy of business classes. There is a one-day access business and money class, which is very different from the business done different class, which is a 3-day class. And I also conduct getting out of debt joyfully. Right now, we'll be starting with a 6-month program of getting out of debt joyfully. We start on the 23rd. There'll be 2 calls every month with me. And each of these classes come with a manual. And the 6-month call series will also have a lot of PDF clearings and other things which show up during the call. So yeah, these are the classes I do.
You mentioned being you, Smriti?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Smriti, this is the same class what Dane facilitates, being you, changing the world?
Yeah. So Dane facilitates 3.5 days class. This is what the being you certified facilitators facilitate. It's a 2-day class. And sometimes it stretches up to 2.5 days. It's up to us, whatever. It's the same manual for the 2-day and 2.5-day class. Same amount of money, same thing. So yeah, that's again a very dynamic class. It also comes with a manual. The 3.5-day class with Dane doesn't come with a manual, but that is a very different class. With Dane, it's very different. This is when you are, still stuck with little things. So it shows up differently. So you choose whatever is light for you. I would highly recommend going with Dr. Dane also.
Yeah. So I just wanted to ask you, do you have a membership program where somebody signing up repeatedly? Do you offer some kind of bundled package to them?
Unfortunately, I can't do that because in Access
you can say
no. It's not the question of thinking. In Access, they have they have set pricing for India, so you cannot offer for anything less. It has to be the same pricing. So sorry about that.
Okay.
So yeah. Well, what else is possible?
Yep.
Cool. Samyukta. Ujjwal, just a minute. Samyukta, you have a...
So hi, Smriti. I had a question.
Yes, Samyukta,
go
ahead.
So you were telling that you ask and then you receive and you choose bigger. And in spite of choosing bigger or greater for you, still there are places things don't move as fast. It doesn't show up as fast. Is it that I'm not receiving, but I choose to receive? So what next?
So it's not the question of saying I choose to receive. It's the question of the vibration you're being.
Okay.
Right? So like I would say, oh, I want to choose the business done different class. But in my head, I'm just head tripping. Where will I get the money from? Oh my God, where will I get the money from? So what am I doing? The universe is just responding to the vibration you're being.
Okay.
And somewhere you're like, oh, I can't, if your point of view is I cannot create money so dynamically right now, then you will limit whatever can show up because it's your own points of view. It's your head tripping, which is preventing what's from showing up. So usually what I always say, right, make a demand. Okay, the demand is of you. I don't care, universe, how it shows up. I'm choosing it. I'm going to be it, do it, and create it for myself. Okay. And then the second step is requesting the universe, whatever it takes, universe, what will it take for me to create and receive this with total ease? And the third thing is, what do you have to be, the action required? So what do I have to be and do to create and receive this with total ease? So these 3 steps is what you have to keep in mind constantly. And the thing is, it's not like you chose, suppose you chose the business done different class, you chose it right now in these 10 seconds, and then promptly the next day or in the night, you're like, what was I even thinking? How can I even think of, choosing such an expensive class? It is so expensive. It is beyond my reach. There's no way I can create that kind of money. Now, what are you doing? You stop choosing it instantly because the universe responds to what thought process or the vibration you're being at that moment. So if you've somewhere concluded that it is beyond your reach, then that is what it will show up as always, right? Till the day you choose to make that change and say, I don't care, I'm choosing it. Because then there is a forward momentum. When you're committed to something is when you create it. So even though you keep choosing lots of things, but if you're not committed to creating this, it will not show up. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
So, I mean, you would have chosen a lot of classes and you're facilitating so many classes. So so you have chosen and you have committed to the change. So that's the difference.
Yeah.
I mean, while you also started out like all of us, just choosing basically.
Samyukta, I'm a qualified pilot, okay? And I was at home. I chose not to work because of my kids, because they really needed my attention at that time. And I didn't really want a traveling job, wouldn't have suited me. So I had to take a call, and it was really tough for me to take that call. But then I was like, I'd rather have my kids sorted than just keep working at that time. So I took that call, but I used to always just keep looking at all those aircrafts taking off and landing. And I was like, wow, someday soon I will also. And then there came a point in time that I was literally looking for answers, and I was wondering what's going on. So, your life starts feeling like as if it's on autopilot. And then I was wondering, I did not feel in charge of my life, because everybody else. So when you are not choosing to create your life, then you start fitting into other people's agendas or what they have planned for you. Right? So then it's just like you just a suitable person just around to handle certain things for them. Right? So if my husband is traveling, he'll expect me to pack, because what else am I doing at home? So it'll be like that. Right? I just gave a small example here. But so these are the things. So other people, when they're choosing for you, they don't really have anything big. They don't have a big vision for you. They will choose what suits their agenda of you, right?
Yes.
And what's the value of choosing to fit into everybody else's agenda? You're here to create your life. What is it that you are here for? What would you like to choose for yourself? What is fun for you? So you have to start becoming present to that. So I was looking for some answers, because there was a space where I was like, what is my life's purpose? Why am I even here? What am I supposed to do? What would I like to do? What is fun for me? And that's when I learned all sorts of things. I learned numerology, I learned tarot, I learned angel cards, just because I was curious, not because I ever thought I would teach or even use them, all those modalities. I just went through all those modalities all the way to the highest possible levels, because I was just curious, okay, what next? What else is there? What else is there? So when I was searching is when I came across Access Bars, and I attended that once. And I was like, okay, that's really nice. So I went and bought all possible books of Access, and I read them. And I was like, okay, I've read all these books. What do the classes have? I mean, what more information can we get in a class? And I was like, why waste so much money? So I did go through all those thought processes till I chose the foundation class, because I really wanted to meet Gary and Dane for the level 2 and 3, which is now the choice of possibilities. And I was like, okay, let me just do the foundation. It was just because something that I had to get out of the way, because the main purpose was to meet Gary and Dane, because I really, really was very fond of them. I'm very fond of them. So when I attended the foundation, as I mentioned earlier so many times in my calls, like I was the quietest girl there. I just wouldn't speak. I didn't have any questions to ask. I had no clue. I never thought there was anything wrong with me. So I really did not have any questions to ask. Yet, from that class onwards, that space that I started choosing to be, the kind of possibilities that opened up, where I was like, wow, there is so much out there in this life to choose and create. Where am I limiting myself? And then the level 2 and 3 that happened, that was also like a total eye opener. And then there was this class, an abuse hold class with Gary. There's so much that got released in that. And then the next whole year, I was choosing whichever classes, all right body for you, talk to the entities, whichever class you name it, and I would do it. Okay, throughout, like I was choosing a class every month till I decided to be a certified facilitator. So I went to 9 different countries within 10 months, almost every month or 40 days I was traveling. Now, where did I get the money from?
I was about to ask you.
Right. So when I started out, I did not even have any money. I thought that 58,000 that I had to pay for my first foundation at that moment, that time it used to cost 58. I thought that was too much, right? And from that point to now, it's like, oh, it's only 58. It's only 80,000, because you start also creating more, right? When you're choosing more, you're also creating that kind of money. You're creating big, right? It's just the question of expanding and broadening your horizons, where you earlier thought there was only this much available to you, but the whole world is your oyster. you can just keep on choosing more and more and more. That's what I invite you to, because that's what I started choosing for myself. And every day you have to choose more. Every moment you have to choose more. Every 10 seconds you have to be committed to choosing more. Okay, you don't have to choose more only when you come attend my calls. Okay, you have to choose every moment, every 10 seconds. Just keep choosing more and more and more for yourself. So that's what I'm inviting each one of you to. Okay, when you were asking where did I get the money from, people would just show up for my classes from wherever, and I would just create because I was committed. So there was this bigger, like I knew I had to be a CF. So I would look at, okay, which is the next step. So now my whole focus would be on creating for that particular class that I had to attend. So I had to travel, everything I had to take into account. And so I would create for that. And then once I was back, then I would have the next target, which was within a month. So I would create for that. So I just kept on traveling, kept on attending classes. And it's, again, your life is being created by the choices you make, right? You think people in my family did not try to stop me because they were worried. They were like, where are you spending so much money? And but all of these classes were giving me a space of being that I'd never ever experienced before. Actually, I started rediscovering myself. I found me. You know, when I talk about access, it's just given me. It's gifted me, right? So that's what started creating so much changes. So that's it. You choose as soon as you can. When you choose something, the money starts showing up. And I've shared this so many times, so I will not go into those examples again because everybody will get bored. I've really shared this so many times in a lot of my calls. So yeah, now from this moment onwards, what are the choices available to each one of you? So let me take you through let me see how to share the screen. Just give me a minute.
Are you going to share the structure, what you're going to create for the?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, I'm not sure how to do this. All right.
The bottom, the center.
Screen share down. There'll be a tab.
Yeah. Just a minute.
Yeah.
Can you see this?
Yes.
Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, just give me a minute. Let me just expand it a bit. All right, awesome, cool. So this is Fast Track Your Business 2022. Now, if you've been waiting and looking for someone if you've been literally waiting to get started with a cool business idea, if you just find yourself stuck, or sometimes you don't even know what you're looking to start, what are the talents you have, what kind of business you'd like to set up, or you find yourself stuck at any moment or any point in with whichever business you've already set up. If you find yourself stuck in that, this is actually your invitation to leap and choose more for yourself. Okay, so who is this for? This is for coaches, practitioners, healers, entrepreneurs, people looking to set up and start their business, small and big business owners, anyone willing to create numerous revenue streams and committed to growing and expanding their business. So when I talk about numerous revenue streams, it's like you don't have to be stuck with only the business that you are creating. It's about being an invitation to create numerous different ways in which you can create more revenues, creating more than one business. You don't have to be stuck with just one business, right? Where are the other places where you can start creating revenue streams? So we will be discussing a lot about that. You guys can see this, right? You can see the screen. All right. So where all can you actually start? What are the different kinds of numerous revenue streams can you create? So when I'll be talking to you guys, there's a lot that I perceive with whatever whatever's going on for you guys, and how you can exponentialize and expand those. So we'll be extrapolating a lot of possibilities with my conversations with you guys. Okay. So whether you're looking to launch your business ideas or exponentialize your current businesses to that next level, this dedicated 6-month mentorship program is an intense exploration of what else is possible that you haven't been using yet in your life. Okay, you've already you've created your business using certain tools and techniques, right? Now, what else can you use? What else can you add to your business? Okay, so these are some topics that we'll be talking about. So how many of you have business ideas, but then you kill them literally with doubts before you even put them out to the test? Okay, how many of you started a business but struggle with cold feet? How many of you feel literally stuck in your business, like your present? And of course, as Shamshad mentioned, okay, or trying to avoid past business mistakes. So you will not choose to create because what if I fail? So what? You only fail if you allow yourself to make it very, very significant. You do not fail so you fail only if you make it very significant. And a failure isn't a failure until you stop trying to choose more. Every failure teaches you to grow way beyond. Maybe sometimes in your life, that moment is required because maybe somewhere you're being very complacent. So what if you look back in your life, with every time you were put down, with every time you struggled with certain things, every failure made you choose to leap way beyond and choose way beyond. So when you become present to that, you'll realize those failures did really teach you so much more. So what's the value of fearing that, right? I have some clearings on failure. I will talk about that in some time. Okay, so also if you're desiring to expand your already existing business, that will also be what we'll be talking about. Okay, acknowledging your brilliance. So how many of you actually shy away from acknowledging your talents and skill ideas? And the moment you own your brilliance with confidence, there's so much more that gets created. We'll be actually literally deep diving into every aspect of your life, into every place where you're finding yourself stuck. So there will be also personal facilitation with me, which is part of this program, right? So we will be talking a lot about that over in those conversations. The pragmatics of business. When you're creating a business, what if you could start engaging with both the energetics and pragmatics of creating joyful and effortless business? So, yes, Shamshad, go ahead.
This will be, personal facilitation will be in the group, or is it an individual session?
So, towards the end of it, we'll all be a group of people who will have each other's back. Okay, it's not just me having your back, but whoever it is who will be choosing this program will have your back. We are here to invite each other to more possibilities. None of us is here to pull anyone down, right? Now, when we do so I will tell you the format of that. I'll come to that a little later and we'll discuss more about it. Okay, so the pragmatics of business, because what happens is we keep waiting to have all sorts of things in our life so that we could be happy. But what if you realize that creating from joy was the most expansive way to create, right? So that's what it'll be. So we'll be looking at what works for you and not what you've decided is the right way you need to do a particular business. Okay, how to create a successful business. What are the key components that invite more possibilities into your business? How to identify those stuck energies, how to go beyond and to clear them, get rid of all those judgments, what's going on, where are you stopping yourself? All that we'll be discussing there. Okay, and it's very different. It'll be very detailed conversation. There'll be a lot of information here. Okay, of course. So these are basically the first month is this, launching your business. Acknowledging your brilliance is the next month. Pragmatics of business is the third month. How to create a successful business is the fourth month. Generating more income with total ease is the fifth month, and getting on fast track is the sixth month. So these are the things we'll be taking into account. Each of those months have a theme. There is more required. I might just shift the generation of more income to a maybe third month or something, because most people, like last time when I did the call, most people were still stuck with that energy of not having enough money. So I shifted it to the previous, I think, second or third month. And that started opening up a lot of possibilities for them. So I might just shift it there. And the last month is just creating greater means getting out of your comfort zone and into action. So it'll be literally, getting onto the fast track of the racetrack. Okay, what happens in a racetrack? People, you can't be slow there. You have to be really, really at high speed. So it's not just that you'll be at high speed, but you will also outcreate that. So if you're willing to choose, this is what all this particular program offers. Okay. So what else? You have to be willing to create and generate and choose differently than you've done before. Okay. No more avoiding, no more excuses, and it's now the time to lead. So that's what this will invite you to. Only if you're committed to choosing greater for yourself is when you should join this. If you're just joining just for the heck of it, that might not create. Okay. When whoever is choosing to join this program, I'm not here looking for numbers. I'm looking for people who are really committed to taking that leap to really, really choose far greater for themselves. Okay, these are some of the topics that we'll be covering. Apart from that, that is the theme of each month. These are the different things that we'll be talking about. Let me just read it out for you guys. So extrapolating your brilliant business ideas to possibilities, targets versus goals, communicating with your business, who's your target audience, monetizing your products or services, art of effortless creations, marketing versus being an invitation to your business. How many of you actually get stuck in that all issues, everything to do with marketing? A lot of times it's not really fun for most people to market their product or to market themselves. So how can you actually be an invitation to your business? Is your business visible enough? Receiving from your business. We'll go ahead and create an amazing business, but we don't know how to receive from it. So what will happen? We'll always have issues. There'll always be money required. We'll just keep on spending more and more money and wondering why are we not still creating, right? The money will keep coming and going. So how to deal with that? And then definitely generating more money with these. This is one of the major themes of the whole structure of the mentorship. Minimizing your distractions, because God knows, all of us just keep using a lot of distractions to stop us, to just limit us and to hold ourselves back. Okay. Creating numerous revenue streams. So by the end of it, you'll not just have one business. You might have launched quite a few businesses. Okay. There's no limit to the number of businesses that you can launch. And being unstoppable. So, the other day, long back, I was going for a walk and I was like, okay, there was this clearing that was playing on in my mind. And I was like, okay, let me just do this clearing. So that 1 hour walk, I just kept saying, okay, so what energy, space, and consciousness can I and my body be to scotch other people's realities? Scotch is to, burn. And I kept saying that, okay, what happened was quite a mess, because there were a lot of people who I think got bugged with me for whatever reasons. They were not really happy to see me choosing more. Most of my friends, just moved away from me. And I was like, okay, what's happening here? So it was very uncomfortable for me to deal with. And I was like, what the hell? What the hell did I even ask for? But somewhere I was just asking to choose something way beyond. So somewhere, maybe that was my way of asking to be unstoppable, right? So where are you not willing to be unstoppable? Where are you not willing to ruffle feathers? Where are you not willing to choose more for yourself? Everything that is times a godzillion. Let's destroy and uncreate it all. Place, right, wrong, good, bad, pot, all night, just boys and beyonds. And then how many of you hold yourself back because of competition? What exactly is competition? The moment someone is competing with you, they're already acknowledging you as far greater than them, right? So instead of getting caught up and worked up because someone is competing with you, say, wow, interesting, they're choosing to show up like this. How does it get any better than this? What energy, space, and consciousness can I and my body be to outcreate with total ease? And then that's it. Okay, so don't let people who are competing with you stop you. Just go beyond. And what if you did not have to use that energy to outcreate, use that energy to choose even more for yourself. Okay, like, how an arrow can only be shot at, like you pull that arrow behind and only then it'll go forward, right? It can be only shot forward once you pull it behind, literally stretch it far behind. So if you're creating competition, or you're creating, or you're choosing to get out of your comfort zone, it's because you're looking at literally leaping into greater things. Okay, so be very present to that. Now, are you even demanding big enough? Because you might be wanting to create a whole lot of things, but nothing is showing up. So it's not showing up because somewhere it is not motivating you enough to create and choose more dynamically. Sometimes when we want something, we keep looking at creating smaller things, but which doesn't really show up that dynamically, because that we're not demanding big enough. So is your ask big enough? If your ask is not big enough, you will not be motivated enough to create, right? And then you will keep struggling with the smaller asks, and which is not really contributing to you. And then finally, launching your business in whichever way, whichever space you'd like to create. All the business and financial essentials, what are the things you have to keep in mind, the different kinds of spreadsheets that are required, whatever, the literal bookkeeping of the whole business, we'll be talking about that. Then building your pro team, because when you're growing, everybody requires a team that can contribute to them, because why stop yourself and do everything by yourself? Okay, so building your pro team, and then a personal branding. Start showing up. Now's your time to literally launch yourself out into the world, not just yourself, including your business, right? So personal branding, and then leadership. Okay, be a trailblazer with whichever business you're choosing. You do not have to be stuck with the stratification of the rest of the people who are doing the same business, right? How can you not be stuck, and how can you be a trailblazer where now the people, even though they might have established businesses which are quite similar to yours, but now they will start looking up to you and say, wow, that is where I would like to reach, right? So that's what we'll be covering. All these things we'll be covering in these calls. Okay, now what is included? There are total 27 calls. Okay, one call each week for the next 6 months. There are 6 masterclasses, which will be one, the first week of every month, there'll be one masterclass. That masterclass would be an hour and a half or 2 hours, depending on what is required and depending on the number of people. There'll be a lot of information I'll be sharing in that first masterclass. Okay. Then the second one would be group facilitation, where I will, by then you would have already, that whole week, you would have started implementing whatever is required. And then the group facilitation is where we'll be talking in detail and sorting out whatever's going on and how those steps that I've told you is showing up for you guys, and where are you still stuck and all that. The third week of every month would be energy pulls, where we will pull a lot of energies. We'll be doing it all simultaneously to contribute to each other's business and creating far greater. And then the fourth week of every month would be a one-on-one facilitation. Okay, that one-on-one facilitation would be just you and me, like one person with me, where I'll be, it'll be about, depends on the number of people, it'll be most probably about half an hour to 40 minutes facilitation, where whatever's going on for you, we'll be talking about it. There'll be nobody else interfering. There'll be a separate Zoom link given to you for that. Yes, it'll be live telecast in the Facebook group that we have, in the private Facebook group. All of these classes will be live telecast on the private Facebook group that we have, so that even in case you couldn't be on the call, or you do not even have to wait for me to send you the recordings, which I will be sending to you also via email, but you already have it available there. So you can keep on going through the call again and again, as many times as you want to. Okay. So the one-on-one facilitation will also be live telecast on that Facebook group. Others can watch it there, right? Because the reason it will be live telecast there is because, whatever is going on for you will contribute to other people also. When I'm facilitating you, all of them are getting facilitated, right? The idea is to keep choosing more. So if there is some issue, say, for example, some issue regarding money that I facilitate one of you with, then others also going through similar issues will receive from that, and they can choose to start implementing it simultaneously, right? So that's the space that will be from. Yeah, of course, there'll be a private Facebook group where all these things would be there. Plus, I'd be requesting you to update whatever Homeplays are there, whether you've done it or not, because this is a space where each of us will have each other's back and we will keep on motivating, right? So this is about not stopping. And then the audio replays and PDFs will be emailed to you. So whatever clearings I do, there'll be a PDF of those clearings, which is for you. None of this has to be shared outside. It is for you. You know, a lot of people share calls, they share classes, which Access is actually, they're just removing people. Very slowly, they're just removing people from Access, whoever sharing those calls. My take on it is, this is about consciousness, right? This is not your school notes that you pass on to other people. This is about more consciousness. So if you are not choosing to be conscious with this area of your life, somewhere you will not be willing to receive from it. And then you'll wonder why I'm not creating more. So I would request you to honor and receive from this. Yeah, that's about it, I think. And then there are these payments. You can just log on to my website and just sign in, let me know you've signed in, and send me a screenshot of the payment. There's a one-time payment. This entire business mentorship 6-month thing is for 1 lakh. Okay. And you have the option to pay it in 2 installments, like like you can pay 55,000 right now and pay 55,000 after 3 months. This will be automatically, it'll go from your credit card. Okay. And then you also have a monthly payment, which is 20,000 each month. So whichever aspect works for you, you can choose that. The actual fee of the whole call is 1,20,000, right? But if you pay upfront, then you tend to save 20,000, right? So that's what this call is all about. I asked lots of questions. I was like, okay, what is required? It also took me a few months to get this in place, because the earlier business mentorship, I just started on a whim like that. But later on, some rules changed where creating membership programs required permission from Access. So that took me a little while to get all those permissions from Access. So this is an Access approved program. It is not just like that. It is an Access approved program. I'll be using a lot of Access in this, a lot of Access tools in this. Okay. So now, anything else you want me to share, or this is what it is? You'll have all these details in your, you can just log on to smritigoswami.com and just go through it at leisure, and then just go ahead with this. What
When
else?
is it starting?
It starts on 3rd of January. And the last date to register is 31st December. So you start the new year with a bang. You start the new year with choosing
So what
far greater for
the
yourself.
3rd? What happens on 3rd? What time?
It's every Monday at 7 p.m.
Okay.
It'll be every Monday at 7 p.m. Okay. So we'll start with the first masterclass of that month. The 6 months
7
means
p.m. 90 minutes.
Yeah. So have your lunch, or have your dinner and then sit for the call. Okay. Just make sure you are present during that time. It's just once a week. Just be present. There's so much that I'll be talking about. Just be there with one thought in your mind, that what magic can I receive from this? And then that's it. And be committed to creating and out creating again and again and again. So this is what it's all about. Now, should I stop sharing this? Do you still want to see something? You can go on smritigoswami.com and check it out. Everything is there. Or maybe I can just take on your questions right now. Anyone has any questions?
Smriti, if
Yeah.
I'm intending to be out of town from 20th of Jan till 16th of Feb.
Okay.
So, or I will personally speak to you.
No, so if you, in case you're not able to attend that call, it's
Huh.
available on the Facebook group. Whenever you get the time, in the night or early morning, whenever, you can just go through the call, right? At your own sweet leisure. So it'll be on that Facebook group all the time. You don't even have to access it via your mail or download it and then only listen to it. It's anyways there. It'll be live telecast in the private Facebook group. So you will have access to it almost immediately, right? So you can catch up. Okay, what else do I have to say? Yes, in
So
case.
there are 4 classes every month.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah. There's one class every week.
Yeah.
Every Monday for the next 6 months. I'm committed to creating more for you. Okay, so.
And Smriti, Masterclasses? That's
What?
a separate thing. You said every Monday, 1.5
So,
hours.
okay. Ujjwal, the first, so January, there'll be one masterclass out of these 6 masterclasses. So first week of Jan is one of the masterclasses. Second week of Jan is one of the group facilitation. Third week of Jan is the energy pulse. Fourth week of Jan is one-on-one facilitation. Now, everybody doesn't have to be there. So if I'm facilitating you, the rest are free. They don't have to take that or keep themselves free for that moment. They can always access it later on, right? Because I will not be taking on their questions or anything. So they at least have 1 week where they're absolutely free, where they have the option to just watch whenever they have to.
Mhm.
Okay. And then again, the second, so February, the second masterclass, the second group facilitation, the second energy pull, and then the second one-on-one facilitation. So I'll be facilitating 3 or 4 people on the same day. Okay. And so on, depending on the number of people
All
joining.
this is going to be available on that Facebook group.
Yeah, all of it
Entire
would
thing.
be everything.
And it will be there for all the 6 months, like a library.
It is there forever till Facebook allows. Okay. Plus you get the audio replays and PDFs, which you can download and keep listening to when you're traveling. Right? So there'll be PDFs which you just download and get them all printed. So you keep downloading, and I would advise you to make a sort of like a manual kind of a thing of just clearings later on. Just get it set in a manual, because there will be a lot of PDFs. Each call will have at least 4 to 5 pages of clearings. This is very extensive. Okay, it's not going to be okay, just a hogwash or just like a little bit. It's going to be very, very detailed, very extensive. If you've attended classes with me, you know how much in details I go with explaining everything. So just know that. Okay, what else? Anyone else has any questions? Come on. Yeah, so I had one more thing to share. So in case you sign up for this thing, suppose you choose the monthly payment plan of 20,000 per month, and suppose you attend 2 months classes and you're not able to make the payment for the 3rd month. Okay, the system will automatically block you after 3 attempts. If it's not able to receive the payment, then I will be removing you from the Facebook group. Okay, you get to retain whatever months that you've attended. So you've attended 2 months calls, you get to retain all that information till the money comes in again, and then you can join back again and you'll have access to the rest again. Okay, I'll have to remove you from the Facebook group because that's a place where I'll keep on adding more for the rest of the time. So just know that. Okay, and yeah, so that's what it is. Everywhere you're not willing to receive from this, let's destroy and uncreate it all, right from good, bad, what, for, and shall, boys and girls. Everywhere you already started head tripping that, oh my God, what'll happen then? So everywhere you've decided that you might fall out, let's destroy and uncreate that, please. Right from good, bad, what, for, and shall, boys and beyonds, because this is a commitment that you're choosing to make for yourself. Okay, it's about choosing to go way beyond. Cool. What else? I'll be sharing some of the testimonials that the previous class participants have given, and maybe I'll put it up on Facebook and all. I'm just waiting for their permission to share that. So yeah, let's see what else is possible with that. Cool. Let me stop sharing. Okay. All right. Any questions? Anyone? There are some messages. Okay. Cool. So I'll see you guys soon. Okay. Just know that if you are looking to change, and when you come to know that, okay, these are the things that are keeping me stuck. If you're not willing to have any awareness of it, you cannot change it. Okay. So like, for example, with money, most people are not willing to be totally aware of their finances. And then that's the reason they're not able to change them, right? That's the reason they create that box that I mentioned. Okay. And that's the reason they keep themselves confined. So what if you were willing to be grateful for all the money that you've already created? Just shift the perspective and then choose to create way beyond. And what else is possible with actually creating a more conscious business, right? You can create whatever you desire, no matter how difficult it looks. Okay, just know that the world is your oyster. No matter whatever, wherever you're sticking yourself, wherever you think this is beyond my reach, just know it isn't. Okay, it's just a choice that you're making. Do not choose that. That's all. All right, so all you have to do is, if you find yourself stuck, educate yourself on that particular aspect and then just choose to change it. Cool. So thank you so much for being on this call. Trupti, do you still have any questions about the difference?
Good that you asked me, otherwise I was to call you. I mean, see, whatever,
it's better you ask here because
yeah. So, whatever details just now you shared about fast track your business of that class, honestly, I was looking for I already have a business idea. I would like to take it to the world and all. Business plan things are there. And so that I thought BDD is the one which will get me there. Now when I heard all of this, I'm like, अरे ये तो BDD का content नहीं है, ये तो fast track का content है.
So if you've attended BDD, you'll already be on a higher level of choosing to go way beyond. So it's up to you. You want to choose from the scratch, or you want to already be on a, catch the train already running, or sorry, land already running, or there's some such thing where you already running when there is a movement. So it's up to you, right? You have, let me look for that phrase. I'm not getting the right phrase for that. So it's, yeah, getting on the track, already running, where you're already in a forward speeded motion. So what if you could choose that as well as this? As I told you earlier, you do not have to stop something. It's not either or. What if it could be everything? Right? That's
okay. If I have to choose,
whatever
if
else,
I have to choose
whatever
is running,
whatever,
yeah, please go ahead.
Whatever you're going to say right now will be head tripping. Okay. When you're choosing something, following an energy, just honor that, because that's where your being is guiding you. Okay. You've already seen this before, right? You'd already gone through my website before. You'd already seen what all I was offering, yet you still chose that, right? So there's a reason for that. There's so much more we'll be discussing in that. Of course, those clearings in BDD, as I mentioned earlier, is literally like a Bible that you need to have, because I was actually packing all those manuals, and they're really thick. They're about this thick manuals. Okay. They're about 155 pages of just pure gold information. So those of you who are still sitting on the pipeline thinking, should I join BDD? It's a no-brainer. It's just something that you just choose. blindly.
Smriti, I'll just reiterate what I understood. BDD is more like ABCD, and fast track your business is more like learning English. How do you use that ABCD then?
So no. So fast track your business is where I will be starting from ABCD also. BDD is you're already at a level. Do you get it? This will be starting from ABCD because there'll be a lot of people who've not done BDD, right? So I will have to get them to a space also. That will be a revision for you, but the BDD tools are very different, and this is very different. So BDD will be learning about gold minions, about elementals, about different ways of creation of money, about different things, okay? About reference points, about stratifications, about different things, which is not what we'll be discussing here. So having that knowledge and being in this program will really actually create so much more. Frankly, my previous Fast Track Your Business members, all of them, most of the participants, except for 2, I think all of them, we had about 12 participants, and all of them, I think 10 of them had already done business and different. So we could really reach levels way beyond, right? So that's the beauty of these calls.
All I'm seeing my 3-day body class getting delayed even more and more. What I started with.
You will, by the end
I'll
of it,
choose that too.
Trupti, you will
Yeah.
choose all. Okay, just choose
Yes.
all. Just be committed to it and choose everything. I told you, right, how I chose those classes. Did I have the money? Not really. But if you tell me, should I choose this or not, or that, I will say choose everything possible and make it happen. Okay, the money will show up. The moment you choose, the money shows up. You'll be surprised at how fast the money will show up. It'll show up as fast as you allow yourself to create that. Okay. So, and one more thing. One more thing. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Let me just add that. Thanks. I just remembered. I was just about to say, what if it just gets gifted to you? And then I just remembered we are starting a contest for this. The main thing I've just missed saying. So we'll be starting a contest.
Please tell me.
So we'll be starting a contest. Okay. I will launch it maybe tonight, because tomorrow onwards I'm traveling. I won't get time for that. So there's a call that you have to listen to. It's a radio show that I'd done. It was my very first radio show. There's a lot of judgments that I had about myself when I actually heard that. I thought my voice sounds like a baby's voice, and I could have done better. There's some, it could have been so much better. It doesn't look like a professional radio show, and so on. But that radio show opened up spaces for me. Okay, so that is my journey about flying and how I use the Joy of Business tools with flying, what all I learned in flying, and how I can implement those lessons as examples for Joy of Business with the Joy of Business tools and what gets created. So there are a lot of clearings also in that call. So I would want you guys, that the only job that you have, if you choose to accept it, is to listen to that call and start implementing those changes every day in your life. Okay, you can note down those clearings if you want, and let me know. There'll be a particular Facebook group, either one of my pages or somewhere, where I would ask you guys to reply. Maybe in the one of the groups, I will put all that down, is where you have to reply. You have to just say what showed up for you when you started implementing those tools. So whatever is most vulnerable, whichever strikes a chord with me, is what I'll be choosing. Okay, so you have a chance of winning 3 months of this call free with me, this Fast Track Your Business. The first 3 months. Okay, after that, it's up to you whether you'd like to continue or not. But the first 3 months, you get to receive free. There'll only be one winner. So yeah, how does it get any better than this?
See, I am so committed to this class that you announced this contest also for this.
I actually forgot about the contest. I was, yes, last night I was just creating the whole thing, but yeah, so that's what I said, right? You never know how it shows up. When you're committed to creating it, it'll show up in whichever way. So get moving. It's not about praising me. That thing is not about praising me. It's about the tools, what showed up. Okay, I'm not looking at someone praising me in those things. It's about how what touched a chord with you? What are you looking to create? And how dynamically you're choosing to change.
So Smriti, where are you going to put that up?
I'll put it up in all the possible groups that I have and my Facebook pages. I will just put it up.
Okay.
Give me a couple of hours. Maybe by midnight tonight, I will put it all up.
On
Okay, so
choice creates.
Choice creates also. Choice creates, Joy of Business, exponentialize your life in business, the Telegram group, and all I'll put it everywhere. Okay, so you won't miss it.
Wow.
So cool.
I'm waiting now.
All right. Thank you so much for being here on this call. I'll send the recordings for this also very soon. And I'm just so grateful for each one of you. All right. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
You're welcome. You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Smriti. Bye.
Bye.
Priti, could you send us the link of the that group that you're creating? Because I just got this call.
Where did you get this call from?
Making space for all.
Yeah, so I'll be putting it there also.
Ah,
I will put the link. What I'll do is I'll send the recordings and I'll put the link for you to join and sign up. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
So much. Thank you.
Bye.